So now we're going to start looking at some new stuff for HTML5. I have a link here. I'm going to be adding links on HTML5 throughout the semester. And we are going to be looking at some of the new semantic elements for HTML5, like header, footer, and section. Looking at two-dimensional drawing surface that you can program in JavaScript. In the past, to do that, you had to use something like Flash. Video embedded on web pages without third-party plugins. Again, you need Flash to do a lot of this stuff, or the media players from Microsoft or Apple. You don't need that anymore with HTML5. Geolocation, if you have a GPS, it'll show you where you can access the GPS, which is cool. Persistent local storage. This is actually looks like it's going to be dropped from the official HTML standard. But this was cool because it gave you like a little mini database built into HTML5. Offline web application. So right now, in order to use a web application or anything from a browser, you pretty much have to be connected to the internet. Otherwise, it's simply not going to work. HTML5 allows you to create a web application that will download what it needs to work as best possible offline, meaning when you don't have an internet connection, which could be helpful if you're going on a plane or something. And something called multi-threading, which we haven't talked about yet, but this allows JavaScript to do multiple things at once. Up until this point, it hasn't been able to do that. It's one after the other. And we'll look at some improvements in HTML forms. Now, the latest versions of Safari, Firefox, and Chrome all support HTML5. IE8 does not at all. Microsoft is promising some partial support for HTML5 in IE9. Not sure how much. You can test your browser. You can go to this website, modernizer.com, which has got information on HTML5. But I have some links on this page that will test your browser. So right here, it says doesn't support HTML5. IE8 right here, right now. Doesn't support it. Let's take this link and look at Firefox. So in Firefox, if I click on it, it says supports HTML5. HTML video supports HTML5 video. Supports local storage. Offline web applications supports that too. JavaScript multi-threading, and supports multi-threading as well. Geolocations, again, supports that as well. IE, nope, doesn't support HTML5 video. Nope, don't do that. Don't support that. Oh, wait a minute. Does it say it supports it? Oh, it does support that. Okay. It does support local storage. Doesn't support video. It's interesting. Doesn't support offline applications. Doesn't support multi-threading. And it does not support geolocations. So it doesn't really support it. We can take a look at this source code here. We'll see it's mostly JavaScript. So mostly the information for the HTML5 we have to download this modernizer.js from that website, and we have to link it in, doing it this way. Now we have a bunch of functions that simply test to see the video. It uses a method of the modernizer to see if it's supported or not. Local storage. Interesting thing is that's the only thing IE did support. Web workers is the multi-threading. Application cache is the offline applications. And geolocationing. See if it's geolocation. So most of this is regular HTML with links. When you click on them, that says JavaScript test. It goes to the test function, JavaScript video, and local storage and web apps and so forth. Will link off to these functions up here that I've defined. Test, video, local storage, and you see they're all using if statements to check and look for that support. So here is a lot of what we did tonight with JavaScript. You see it being used in action to test for that support. So that's what's coming. We're going to look at all this stuff throughout the semester, I'll have some little add-on lectures after our regular lectures to look at this stuff in HTML5, and so you learn a little bit more about it. Okay? Questions? No questions? Yeah, here we go. How do we get familiar with JS syntax? Do we have to remember all? Yeah, you kind of have to remember it. You memorize it. There are tools you can use that are pretty good. NetBeans is one that's pretty good. Google, look at all the lectures. We're going to be talking a lot about JavaScript for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking JavaScript and HTML5. So, but get some books or some good books. I guess the book you have is a good book, although it doesn't include HTML5. I don't think. I can tell you what HTML5 book I'm using. You can use that um, if you like it. I'm using it as a uh, a resource for the HTML5 material. Any other questions? No more questions. Um, okay. Well, looks like we'll finish a little early tonight. If there's no more questions, I will log off and we'll end the webinar. I will be online on Yahoo Messenger, so you can message me um, and or email me or whatever. Okay? No more questions? Going once? Going twice? Gone? Okay. Have a good night. Oh, remember also the lab tomorrow. Can you go over to the lab? You absolutely can come over to the lab. It's on Thursday from 5:30 to 8. So you're welcome to come to the lab on Thursday. Please do come if you have any questions, if you can make it. It'd be nice to see you in person. Come to the lab. All right? Anything else? All right. Have a good night, everyone.